It's an escape. It's somewhere whenever having a bad day, I'm in my mind too much.
Absolutely.
You know, I jump on it, go down the road, do 80, 90 mile circle.
I hear you.
Just to,
Just get out there and free it up.
you stop thinking about things that you don't want to think about.
One thing that we're ready to do here in 2021 is to really bring to the forefront our first responders and our veterans. Today I'm honored to have Weldon Hedrick here with me today, which go ahead and tell them who you are and what you do, and then we'll get a little more into this story.
So I'm Sergeant Hedrick for the Texas Army National Guard. I work full-time as a dual status technician. That means that on the civilian side, I also maintain equipment and military vehicles for the Guard.
Oh, so you get what we do pretty well here, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, we're very appreciative of you coming in, allowing us to work on your beautiful Harley Davidson. He's came into South Main Iron to have some service done. He's also come in the past to have some performance work done.
Yeah, I had programming, some exhaust and intake work, some stuff like that.
Nice, which I've seen a couple extra accessories, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But let's start off with something really simple. So, what got you into riding motorcycles in the beginning? Not now, but in the beginning.
Yeah, no. So, in the very beginning, when I was a little kid, my grandfather and grandmother both rode Harleys.
Awesome.
Yeah, my grandmother had one of the old service car Harleys, trikes. She had one of those that she'd ride all over the country. My grandfather had a 94 Softail Classic that was bought in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was his pride and joy. So I didn't ride motorcycles for a long time throughout my childhood. I would sneak over to friends' houses and get on dirt bikes here and there. But I was an ATV guy for a long time. Then, after about 2012, I decided I wanted to buy a bike. Got my endorsement, shopped around for a little while, got a Victory, wrecked it, got a Harley, rode it for a couple of years, the Blue Cruiser.
There we go, yeah, the Road Glide, yeah.
And then we bought the 19 Road Glide after the first bring it home attempt. It failed.
Well, thank goodness you did end up on one. And I know you've ridden this one back and forth to Austin a couple times
yes,
for your drill stuff. Absolutely. So today, getting out there on today, if it was today, if you were going to go out and ride, what's the main reason for having this bike, keeping it up, paying that insurance, paying the service? Like, what is being on this bike provide you?
It's an escape. It's somewhere whenever having a bad day, I'm in my mind too much.
Absolutely.
You know, I jump on it, go down the road, do 80, 90 mile circle. Just
get out there and free it up.
You stop thinking about things that you don't want to think about, and you start thinking about, I hope this dog don't run.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope this car stops at the stop sign.
Sometimes it's nice to just get out of your own head for a while.
Absolutely,
and just be
yeah.
in the moment.
Yep.
I think
that's exactly what they do. They make you come out of your own head and focus on what's around you and what's going on. So it's great for me, an inward thinker who just thinks about things way too much.
Absolutely.
Can't think about things. You got to react. You got to focus on driving. So,
absolutely. And I know that's been difficult a lot, especially with today's day and age. I mean, especially somebody like you in the armed forces. I think you have your opinion, which we won't get into that now, but I can definitely see where it helps really free the mind and just free the spirit a little bit. That's what we always try to tell people.
In the Army, they teach you get into this battle rhythm, they call it, where you're always like looking around and checking. When me and you walk into a place, I always look to every corner of the room. It's just something that's like it's built into you, right?
Absolutely.
Well, when you're on there, it brings all of that focus-minded training to the forefront because you know that every ride is could be the last. That's what they tell you everywhere you go.
So one big thing that I do wonder is your friends, your biking community, the people that you ride with, do they understand kind of what your bike does for you? Does your friends, do they look for the same thing you're looking for as far as that freedom, that little bit of open-mindedness, just to get out there and just ride and that's all we have to worry about?
Yeah, so I'm what you would call an independent biker.
Hey, we get it. Hey, that's fine too.
Kind of ride alone a lot. I ride alone. But when I do ride in groups, there's usually a veteran or two in the group. And it's kind of the same deal. The draw of the brotherhood is in the biking community as much as it was in the military. I mean, look at the clubs. Most of the clubs were founded by veterans.
Right? Absolutely.
Almost all of them were.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't realize that back when it all started, back when wars and everything were getting over, and these guys who've been riding Harleys across seas,
In Europe,
fighting for country,
yeah.
fighting for our country, you know, they brought that stuff back, and they didn't want to give it up.
And they knew how to work on them.
Exactly.
They were affordable.
Exactly.
Because the Army taught them how to work on them and how to maintain them. So they were like, this is something I know. It's embedded in me as a person, and they kept that tradition.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason that I ride Harley.
That's
the reason.
Makes it simple. That's always been a thing for me too. And I mean, I'm biased. Obviously, I named my own kid after a Harley, but to me, it was the fact that not only were they there during the bad times, they've been here during the good times. We all know about that little AMF time, but at the same time, Harley has always been back, and they've always tried to back our veterans, which we really do like, and we support here also. And it's one of those things. If everybody would pull their heads out of the sand, we'll say it's sand properly here. I think we need to start taking care of our veterans and even our first responders, which is what this series is about.
But you know, the biking community takes care of veterans better
I
than
think,
most anybody.
yeah, most anybody.
I've been places where hardcore club members see that I'm in uniform or whatever, and they're like a little kid. They want to come up and shake your hand. My great grandfather fought in this war. My dad fought in that war. You know, and the brotherhood in the biking community, they're very loyal and loving.
It's almost like they're just right there beside each other. They're almost twins, aren't they?
Yes, and they understand it. The rules for that life is what helps you survive in the other ones. It seems like, you know.
Absolutely.
It's
is
weird.
awesome.
It's weird to me, but
I know that's one thing. Maybe going on in the future, maybe we can get you a couple more riding partners, even though you're a little bit more of an independent rider. But
the
we'll
thing is, all my riding buddies keep selling their bikes.
Yeah, that's it.
How many trips do we go on?
We've gone on 3 or 4, yeah. Well, just to finish this up, I know we have a beautiful, amazing road bud back here, which I'm very envious of still to this day, even on the day you bought it. Do we have any future plans going forward that we're going to try to do?
Not with that bike.
I
want a second bike. I want something with a big motor, small frame.
We're going to make a tour.
Something to go around town in. Something that, you know, loud and obnoxious, wakes up the neighbors.
There you go. A little more actual armed force style, right? A little more loud.
Get away from the couch. Get onto a tank of some kind.
Absolutely. I like it, man. Well, Lee, I really appreciate just taking the time to talk with us. Again, this was Weldon, Lee. I'm going by Lee, no matter what.
I go by Lee. It's fine.
Man. Hedrick, here with the Texas
Army National Guard.
Texas Army National Guard. And we appreciate your time, and we appreciate you coming and using us to take care of that beautiful bike.
Absolutely, man.
We appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Brunson.
Have a good one, man. Guys, if you watch this and you want to get your story out there, please contact me or anybody up here at South Main Iron, because we'd love to hear your story. So first responders, veterans, active military, anyone, we would love to hear your stories. Lady riders, don't forget about y'all too.